Hello there, this is Roberto Matthews with another tip. I'm sorry it's been so long since my last tip. It's summer vacation and I took advantage of it. So let's get started. We're going to create a simple gallery here with that you can kind of add to anything. You can add it to your blogger, you can add it to your website. It's really simple. The only thing you have to make sure you need that you have is your jQuery script tag here. Without this tag, the jQuery that we're going to add to this won't work, obviously. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So we're going to start with a div. The ID is going to be gallery holder. And then we're going to put a gallery in there. And then we're going to put some images. So the images, we're going to source them right now from Unsplash, which is a great place to get some, just some public photos. I'm going to make it small just so that everything will fit. We're going to use a particular image. Okay, and here's our image. Okay, so let's just put 5 more of those in there. Oh, actually, before we do that, let's make this work perfectly here. Okay, so let's go ahead and say copy 4, 5. And so to make this work, we're going to just do 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And let's see if all of these came up. It looks like one of the images didn't come up. So 2, 1, 2, the third one. So let's change this to a 1. And now we have all of our pictures. Okay. So after that, not in the gallery, but outside the gallery, under the gallery holder, we're going to put our buttons. And to make it simple, I'm just going to call the left one previous and the right one next. Okay, real simple. And here's our buttons down here. Okay, so that's basically it. There's our gallery. Okay, we put our gallery images inside of the gallery. Below the gallery, we put the preview and next buttons, and we wrap that whole thing under the gallery holder. You can name it gallery wrapper if you want, but that's just up to you. Okay, so now let's just do a little bit of styling to show you how everything works. Let's first initialize. Okay, and then the first thing we're going to do is take our gallery holder here and we're going to position it relative. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to make our previous and next buttons we're going to put them in a certain spot eventually. Now for this tutorial, we're probably not going to do that because the tutorial is more about how to make the gallery work, and you can go ahead and do that on your own. But then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our gallery itself and position that relative also. Now this is very important because as you can see, each picture is one below the other right now, and we want them to be one on top of the other. Okay, in order to do that, we're going to do the gallery. We're going to go to the images in the gallery and position them absolute. We're going to put them left 0, not O, but 0, and top 0. And we're going to give them a width of 100% to make this responsive. Okay, so now as you can see, there's only one picture and it's responsive. Now I lost the buttons, and the reason I lost the buttons is this. Let's go up to the gallery holder and let's make this border. Okay, and as you can see, it's collapsed, and the reason it collapsed is because this is positioned absolute, okay, which brings it out of the actual box. So to fix that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this number, which is the height, and we're going to divide it into this. So this divided by this, and that's going to give us our number. In this case, it's just 1, so 100%. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take our gallery, we're going to give it a height of 0, and then we're going to give it a padding bottom of the dimensions we want our picture to be. And we already said that it's going to be 100. So what we normally get is this number, right? Which is this over this, which is 1. And all we're doing is we're taking it, and whatever number we get for that, we multiply it times 100, and we give it the percentage. So if this were 200 high and 400 wide, we'd put 2 over 4, which would be, 50%, right? So we'd put 50% there. Okay, very good. So now, as you can see, that gives us our box. Okay, now we're going to restrict how wide it's going to get, and just to make it simple for this tutorial, we're going to bring it to 400 pixels. So let's restrict this to 400 pixels and give it a margin of 5 pixels auto to keep it centered. And now we have our gallery. Okay, now to put this in the middle here, I did forget to do one thing. Let's put this in a div which is called buttons, because I want my buttons to be in the middle. Okay, and then we're going to take this and we're going to say text align. Okay, and now we can do that in the middle. So really, we didn't have to do position relative here. I normally put my buttons on top of the pictures, but they can go down here just fine. For px, 8px, font size 1.3 em. There we go. Much better, much nicer. Okay, so of course there's a lot of let's give it a little bit of margin also. There's a lot that you can do to these buttons, but I'll let you go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's concentrate on what we can do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our script tags, and then we're just going to format here. Okay, now we're ready with our jQuery. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll show you how simple this is. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get back our first picture. So right now, these pictures are absolutely positioned, which means that each picture is on top of the other picture. So this is on top of this, this is on top of this, this is on top of this, and this is on top of this, because it's in the order, it's stackable from top to bottom. Okay, so to fix all that, what we're going to do first is we're going to say gallery image. We're going to go to any image that's greater than the index of 0. Okay, so any image that's greater than the index, so any image after the first image, we're going to hide it. And now we get back our first image. Okay, so now after doing that, we're going to give some function to this next button. Okay, so we're gonna target the next button. When we click on it, we're gonna draw a function here. Okay, the function is going to be very simple. We're going to go to the gallery image. We're going to go to the first image in the list. We're going to fade it out. Then we're going to go to the next image. Then we're going to fade that one in. So now we have the first image is going to fade out, and then the next image is going to fade in. What do we do with those images now? Now we're going to go out of this. This command means to go out from pointing to the image and point to the next thing in the hierarchy, which in this case is the gallery. Okay, so now we're in the gallery. We have the image floating outside in the gallery, that first image, and we're going to take that image and we're going to reappend it. So we're going to reattach it to the gallery itself. Okay, so we're going to go to the gallery and reappend that photo. So now that we've updated, this is what happens. Now, so what's happening behind the scenes here? If we bring this over here and we take a look at what's happening under the hood, here are all our pictures. Okay, so here is, let's run this again so we get our first picture up. Picture is this one, and then 20, and then 10, and then 40, and then 50. Okay, so notice what happens when I click next. Take a good look at this 1,000 here. Where did it go? It went to the bottom of our list. So basically it fades out, which means it goes to display none. The next one fades in. But then we take that first one and we reappend it. We append it to the gallery. So we add it to the last part of the list. And it just goes on and on as a loop. Okay? So now we have to do the reverse for the previous button. The reverse of append is to prepend. So I'll show you how that works. If I can get this to work here. Okay, good. So we're going to take this and let's bring this down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take the previous button this time, and when we click it, we draw a function or call a function. And the function this time is going to be a little bit backwards. We're going to go to the last picture. So we're going to go to the last image. And then we're going to prepend it to the gallery. Now, we didn't have to go out because we don't have any functions before this prepend to. See, in this case, we had all these functions that were affecting this first image. Then we had to take it out and put it into the gallery. Okay? But in this case, there's nothing going on between it. We're just going to get it out of here and prepend it to the gallery. Okay? So then we're going to take it. Now that it's at the beginning of our gallery list, we're going to fade it in. We're going to go to the next one and fade it out. Just that simple. So here's the previous one, and here's the next one. So all we're doing is changing which one is the one that's on top of our list. Okay? Very good. Now, since you made it to the very end here, I'm going to show you how to be able to add your own pictures in here. Okay, so what's the beauty of this gallery is that you can add or delete as many pictures as you want. So if I took this, for example, here and copied it, and then took this and added a 1 to each one of these, now we have many more pictures. You see? So now we have a few more pictures. Thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to updating you with some more nice tips. Have a great day.